All right, let's see if we get this in one take tonight, because I just want to do this quickly. Today's little tip combines something we've talked about on a previous video, which is the Shift G, which I've remapped to Shift Z, so pardon me if I screw that up, but basically the splitting the attack function. Really nice on bombers, good on other things too. It can even be used with engineers. So we're going to go over that really quickly. I'm going to combine that with a mod I've found that seems to work really well, which is a scatter move, which does the same sort of thing, except instead of combining everybody onto multiple attacks, this is what we always wanted. I wish I could scatter my units quickly. This isn't a one key press to do it, but it's still pretty quick. So first things foremost, the Shift G command we've been using for a long time. And just to make sure our new players and even some of the old ones really get how this works, or should work, you select the units, okay? I know that's hard. You select the units. Now, you can do this, you should be able to do this paused. The idea is if we do this, we click on this target, and then we hold shift for waypoints, and we click this target, and this target, they're going to go and bomb the bejeebus out of this, and nobody's going to go to this one until this one is dead, right? That's the way it's always worked. So you can queue this up all day long, but if I have this many bombers, they're going to, something like a PGen, they're going to overkill that. The first 3 bombers are going to get that dead, and everybody else is going to be dropping their bombs, so it's a huge waste. What you want to do with the Shift G command works great on units, works great on clumped units, but it also works good in bases. This guy's not really obliging me by clumping too many units, so let's just see what we do. We click on a whole bunch of these guys. Now this is how you know it's worked. I'm holding Shift and I just hit Shift G. Maybe it has to be playing. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. It's not Shift G for me. I've remapped it. Didn't I say that? That's what we're looking for right there. Let's watch that again. Now that I have a brain in my head. So Shift G for you. Let's get rid of that last waypoint. That should be attack. Shift G for you, Shift Z for me. Either way, it's this fanning. Every single one of these bombers now has now selected one of those targets that I had. Doesn't matter which one, it's all divvied out evenly. They've all been assigned one. So now instead of attacking them all one at a time, as we play this out, they have all selected. And you can see even as the targets move, they stay locked. But it's spread that out among this whole group now. A couple of these guys are running back now. They're going to totally draw my bombs in the base. But you can see even there's more add here. This is another thing I want to think. You can keep adding targets and hit Shift G again, and it will just re-divvy them out again. Okay, here comes the bomber rush. It made a mess of my waypoints, but you can see that somebody bombs every target. Doesn't matter who, but that entire wave was just annihilated now, right? Issue a normal waypoint afterwards, they'll all come up. Someone was asking about formations. You can still do the hold the button on a right click and then point them. The formation is like bird shaped or something. You can do that. I don't think that really needs to be done with bombers. It's a nice thing to do with land units to give them that formation command, and then you can have them march in a big wall shape, and then they get concentrated fire and everything like that. But bombers don't work like that. Bombers are basically just dropping payload. They don't need to be in a fancy formation to concentrate their fire. As long as they're not spread out halfway across your map when you give the attack command, then they're going to go in a real nice group. So let's just do it again. You have to be fast enough to do this that your bombers haven't moved over by the time you're done, assigning targets. You have to be fairly quick. So let's just call our bombers back again, because it looks like they're taking it upon themselves to go attack that thing. See, this is a bit spread up. You don't want that? Then fine. Click somewhere, let them group like this, and then we're going to target, 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 target. And what the hell? Let's target, target. Then we're going to split. See how they've all picked one now? And you can see as they come in that it's going to be one great big carpet bombing splash damage goodness. So if you're not seeing all those individual waypoints, then you haven't done it correctly. And the second they split like that, that's how you know you have done it correctly. You'll see that every one that had a target to kill one of these soft targets has now just switched. They will pick another one in that pack. So everything will eventually get bombed. And now that they're without waypoints, they will pick their own targets. Want to quickly prioritize some things? Say that one first, then that one, then that one. This goes back to the vanilla way of everybody bombs this one first. Great, it's dead. Now they move to this one. Now, you can always add targets and split. add another target, add another target, add another target, and split. It will always, as soon as you hit that split, it will reorganize itself based on how many attackers you have and how many targets there are to hit, right? So we've knocked that guy to oblivion. Yes, it works on your bots too. Do that, but you're going to get some crazy stuff because some guys are actually going to go uphill now. They're definitely not going to do this in formation. Now, that being said, the other thing I wanted to talk about is something that requires a mod to work, but it seems to work really great. I'll give you guys the link after with the YouTube, I guess, or I'll tell you guys in chat for the ones I'm making this for. It's called Disperse, and I've got it mapped to Shift X because I use Shift Z. But you will have to once you have the map run or the mod running, you will have to pick a hotkey because it doesn't come with one. You guys use Shift G, maybe you want to pick something close to that that's not taken, whatever, it doesn't matter. Shift X is great for me because in my head I go X while you're spreading out in all 4 directions, so X works great. Works the same way, literally works the same way, except instead of targets, we're just queuing up movement waypoints. And when I hit Shift X now, you're going to see the same thing. A third of these guys have chosen the first waypoint, a third have chosen the second, and the final third have chosen the third. So once again, you just queue them up like a normal movement. Normally they would go here, here, they would follow that. But as soon as you hit Shift X, there you go. There's your disbursement. You can attack like that. You can say, I want to come at this guy's base, but I don't want to, for some reason, I don't want to come in a clump. Maybe he's got a big bunch of units right here. Maybe I want to flank. Well, there you go. You're going to split your units up into 4. You could pull these, but they are individual, so you'll have to do that. But yeah, there you go. You can do it that way. But the other obvious option is we've always wanted to split units quickly when something's coming in, like a bomber. You see it on radar. You don't want all your NGs to get clumped up. Well, there you go. Shift X. Now that's just it. They are going to move and split off in their own ways. Here, Shift X. And there you go. Well, that was even a pretty star pattern, wasn't it? But they are all going to go to their separate waypoints now. Some of them will share a waypoint however many times you click. You've got 4 tanks, you click 4 times, they're each going to get 1 waypoint. All right, so that's something we can play with. Again, I suspect, click your NGs, run, panic, spread out, don't bump it. Oh my God, they're bumping into each other. Well, NG's going to be NGs, right? But I mean, ultimately, they're doing what we asked them to do once they got their heads out of their asses, right? So Shift G, and then Shift whatever, Shift X for me. Those are 2 fun tools you have for both splitting targets and for spreading out in a scatter pattern. Right? Should test. I imagine. I don't know why you would do this. Look at that. Works for planes too, although I included the ones coming from the south. So yeah, whatever, all my bombers can spread out. Right? So ask me about it. I'll put the link in the comments. You can just search for it on the FAF mod. Oh, I don't have it up. That would have been smart, wouldn't it? Anyways, I'll link it.